My real title is I'm a postdoc associate at the Massachusetts Institute for Technology in the Manned Vehicle Lab in the Aero-Astro department. And in my spare time, I'm also the executive director of Yuris Night. The biggest challenge for Yuris Night in general is just getting the word out there and helping people get registered. So for this year, we're really just trying to focus on making sure that people have enough information and that we're continuing kind of our tradition of getting people engaged. And this year's theme is Make an Impact. So we really want events to go out there to their communities, try to do more of a public outreach event, get families of all ages involved with their events. And that's sort of been our push for the 2012 year, which is also our 12th year of Yuris Night. So there's a lot of 12s involved for this one. I hope that the whole world knows what Yuris Night is, but Yuris Night is a worldwide space party. The idea is to bring people together to celebrate the first human space flight. So on April 12th, 1961, Yuri Gagarin was the first person to blast off this planet and look down at our fragile oasis and really see that there weren't any borders that were connecting all these countries. And it was a very different way of looking at things because it was in the middle of the Cold War and, you know, coming from a military perspective of someone saying, look at us, we should all work together and unite, was a pretty powerful idea. And so also 20 years later on the same date, April 12th, 81 was the first shuttle flight. So the founders of Yuris Night, George and Loretta Whiteside, said, hey, this is a cosmic date that we really need to get people together and celebrate. So 2001 was the first Yuris Night, April 12th, of course. So every April 12th is when Yuris Night is celebrated. And it's celebrated ranging from events from just a handful of people getting together to toast spaceflight to giant educational outreach events like NASA-Ames has run over the last couple of years with 6,000 kids from the Bay Area coming to it, to star parties in India. Just the complete range of how to celebrate space is involved with Yuris Night. And I just hope that it continues to grow over the years and reach more people and get them interested in space, get them possibly interested in space careers, or finding ways how their work could or future lives can fit into the space industry. So, I mean, we need artists, musicians, the typical STEM kind of fields of science, tech, engineering, and math are critical for being able to make the technology. But then, if we can't sell the technology, then that becomes a critical kind of stopping point. So we really want to engage everyone with these types of events. Well, our executive team is all volunteers. So what we've been trying to do for the past few months, well, more than just the past few months, is try to put together different materials that would be available for different age groups. So we'd want to have educational materials that are available through the different aspects of grade schools. So not just K through 12, but breaking it down even further. And then we're really trying to give good examples of how you can help run your own event. So an event could be anywhere as simple as just going outside and doing a stargazing party. It's just a matter of finding a telescope and maybe finding someone who knows what they're looking at, and helping people explain to people what they're looking at is also really important so that they're engaged, but they're also learning, and it's an educational opportunity. So it's more about us getting the ideas out to the people that are interested in running an event. That's been our main task for that. So the great thing about Yuris Night is that people can come to our website, yurisnight.net, and they can look at the site and take a look at which events have registered. We have a very interactive map that they can kind of click on and see the information. And if there isn't an event in their local neighborhood, then they can start their own. So that's the type of materials that we'd like to have available, is to help teach people how to just get a few people together, or get hundreds of people together, or get thousands of people together to celebrate human spaceflight. It's a fun event. It's being fun for all ages means that there's different types of events for different types of ages. And like in Boulder, they always have a great concert event at their Lazy Dog that they've run for the last 3 or 4 years there. And just having people be able to come out, hang out, listen to music is also an important aspect of what Yuris Night is trying to do. We're trying to reach past just the kind of the typical science or engineering or space geek crowd and really pull people in and show them that space is cool. So we really want to bridge it with the arts and music especially, and just other projects that we can run. Last year we ran an ad campaign competition where our winner actually won a zero-G flight out of Moscow. So we're really trying to cross-cut all the different disciplines and get people involved with Yuris Night.
Last year was the largest Yuris Night ever, the 50th anniversary. How many parties were there in the U.S. last year?
In the U.S., I'm not sure the exact count, but the overall count was over 600 events in 75 countries on all 7 continents. And I guess you could say in 2 worlds and off the world too, because we had our global webcast that ran for 6 hours and brought people together from all over the place who weren't actually able to go out to an event. And then on top of that, there's also like Second Life type events that happen, and our kind of out of this world event was the entire crew of the International Space Station were all wearing their Yuris Night t-shirts, and they had a dinner and a movie night up on the space station. So that was pretty exciting. They weren't an officially registered event, but you know, indirectly they were celebrating with the rest of the world, and they were kind enough to record a video for everyone that we were able to get out to all the events and put on YouTube right away. And so that was really exciting to have them involved, and that's all thanks to astronaut Ron Guerin, who had contacted us originally, which is great when an astronaut calls you up and says, hey, I really want to get a Yuris Night shirt to bring up for my flight, which is going to be roughly around the 50th anniversary. And we're like, yeah, absolutely. Where do you want it? When do you want it? And then I guess a week later, he's like, could you send 5 more? And we're like, sure. So the entire crew got t-shirts, and that was really cool to be involved with that. We'd like to encourage everyone to come out and celebrate Yuris Night with us, register online. It's the easiest way to connect to a really good global community. It's a great way to learn about what's happening in the space industry, of course. And the great thing is we always come up with these new opportunities by people approaching us saying, hey, can you help us give away this giant prize? And so just by being in the know and having kind of a link to Yuris Night is always helpful for having these exciting prizes that people can work on. So we encourage everyone to come join us, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Both of them are just Yuris Night, @Yuris Night, and our website, yurisnight.net.